Hello friends and dear students. Today we are going to study another poem from the book Flamingo. It is the second poem. The title of the poem is An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum. As you know, the poet is Stephen Spender. He was a British poet and he was born in 1909 and he died in 1995. And particularly he was known for his socialist and pacifist thinkings. You can find traces of socialism as well as pacifism in most of his poems. So let us try to read and understand this poem. Let us read the first stanza. Far, far from gusty waves, these children's faces, like rootless weeds, the hair torn around their pallor. The tall girl with her weighed down head, the paper-seeming boy with rat's eyes, the stunted, unlucky heir of twisted bones, reciting a father's gnarled disease, his lesson from his desk. At back of the dim class, one unnoted, sweet and young, his eyes live in a dream of squirrel's game in the tree room other than this. Well, as you see from the first stanza, the poet is visiting a school which is situated in the slum area. Poverty-ridden people are dwelling in that area, so you can find poor children in the school. And the poet wanted to know what kind of children are studying there, whether they are interested in studies, whether they are well-fed, well-nourished. And he finds three types of children. One, the tall girl with her weighed down head. The girl her head is bending downwards, perhaps because out of responsibility. She has a lot of work to do at home. That is why she is tired and she cannot be found to be interested in studies. The second boy is very thin. Okay, the boy is very thin and he appears to be malnourished, and his body, his limbs are twisted. Perhaps it is some kind of a disease he has inherited from his father. So instead of taking interest in studies, he appears to be very hungry, inquisitive about food. So you can find the expression with rat's eyes. So what does this expression mean? Rat's eyes. How do the rat's eye look like? The rat's eye means it is hungry. One meaning the rat is hungry and it is inquisitive. It is searching for food. Okay. Another boy the poet found in the classroom. The boy was sweet looking, but he was not interested. He was busy. He was in his own world, in dream world. He was thinking about the squirrel's game, the squirrels moving about in the tree house. Okay, so he was not interested in the book. So three types of students the poet found in the classroom. One, the girl who was not interested because he was already overburdened with work at her home. The second, malnourished, thin, weak, diseased kind of children. And the third, they are okay, but they are not interested. They are in their own world of dream. And these children, the first two lines, far, far from gusty waves, these children's faces. So the children's faces are lacking any kind of energy, interest, just opposite of gusty waves. Gusty waves indicates energy. It means energy full of enthusiasm, but the children's faces lack any kind of enthusiasm. Let us move on to the next stanza. On sour cream walls, donations, Shakespeare's head, cloudless at dawn, civilized dome riding all cities, veiled flowery Tyrolese valley, open-handed map, awarding the world its world, and yet for these children, these windows, not this world, are world, where all their futures painted with a fog, a narrow street sealed in with a lead sky, far, far from
rivers, caves, and stars of words.
Yes, now the attention of the poet turns to the classroom. He finds that the classroom walls are cream color, but they are very dull. Perhaps they were painted long back by some money donated by people. Donations refers to that money donated by some people, and another thing he discovers is a portrait of Shakespeare hanging on the wall. And some other paintings or photographs, very beautiful scenery, bald, flowery, Tyrolese Valley. Tyrol, you know, a place in Alps in Europe, Alps mountains, very beautiful place, natural beauty. So such beautiful places, photographs of such beautiful places are hanging there, and a map is there. Okay, since portraits, pictures of cities with tall buildings, all the things, attractive things. Now the poet moves on to look around and finds that a map is there, a world map. Okay, but the poet doesn't seem to be very happy. We will discover why the poet is not happy with all these things. And he tells us that the children's future is not, the children's life, present and future is not linked with all these things. Their future is painted with fog. Their future is dark like the fog. And they will lead their life in the narrow streets of the slums. So he doesn't find a coherence between all these pictures with the life of the children. Now let us move on to the third stanza to find out his reactions, the poet's reaction to all these things hanging in the walls.
Surely, Shakespeare is wicked, and the map a bad example, with ships and sun and love tempting them to steal, for lives that slyly turn in their cramped holes, from fog to endless night. On their slag heap these children wear skins peeped through by bones and spectacles of steel, with mended glass like bottle beads on stones. All of their time and space are foggy slum, so blot their maps with slums as big as doom.
Well, now the poet labels Shakespeare wicked. Let us try to understand why Shakespeare can be called wicked. He is the greatest poet, the most celebrated poet of British literature, English literature. Then Stephen Spender also belongs to he is also a British poet. So why one British poet will label another British poet as a wicked? But we have to understand this word in the context. The portrait of Shakespeare doesn't fit in the classroom. Shakespeare, noted poet, great poet, but he writes about the people. If you read the poems or drama of Shakespeare, you will find that the protagonist of his plays or dramas are mostly belonging to the rich aristocratic people. You won't find poor people in any of the Shakespearean drama as protagonist. Okay, that is one thing. And second thing, the high level of poetry or literature which we associate with Shakespeare doesn't associate or doesn't synchronize with the life of the slum children. That is one thing. That is why wicked here means the portrait of Shakespeare is not appropriate here. Second thing, the map is a bad example. The map also doesn't suit here. The map which fails to give a picture of the outside world to the children. Through the map, the children cannot find a true picture of the world with which they can associate. Next thing, instead of giving them a real picture, the maps or the pictures, the beautiful scenery, they only tempt the children. They give temptation. If you tempt somebody and you don't provide them the thing, then they will try to achieve the thing with some unfair means. For example, here, if you tempt the children towards richness and you don't provide the means to them to get rich, then they will adopt some other means to get rich. They will turn to crime. Okay. So here, tempting them to steal indicates that thing. And once again, the poet here focuses on the poverty of the children, the abject poverty the condition of the children in the social condition in which they are living. They are leading a life. So cramped hole refers to the shabby houses or shabby huts they are living in. Then fog to endless night. So their future from darkness to darkness. There is no morning in their life. There is no the brightness of morning is not there in their lives. It is from darkness to darkness. On their slag heap, the children wear skins peeped through by bones. So slag heap means garbage, dump of garbage dumps. Everywhere in the slum you will find garbage dumps. And the children are also looking very thin. Most of the children, if you travel through the slum area, you will find the children very thin, malnourished. And some children are wearing spectacles. But the spectacles, very strangely, they are broken. The glasses of the spectacles are broken. Broken in the sense they are the glass is broken. How you can see through a broken glass? The picture you see through the broken glass won't be clear. It will be hazy. But the children are so poor they cannot buy new spectacles. They are wearing these broken spectacles. All their time and space are for Islam. So the poet doesn't see any bright future. They will continue to live in this shabby condition, in this dark. They will continue to live in this condition, in this poverty, in this darkness. So he is not happy. He tells you just remove all these things. He is so angry. He is irritated by these pictures hanging on the walls. He tells you remove them. Remove all the pictures. Instead of the picture of the Tyrolese Valley or Shakespeare or the beautiful sceneries, you put pictures of the slum. That is what the suggestion of the poet is at the end of this stanza number 3. Let us now move on to the last stanza, stanza number 4.
Unless governor, teacher, inspector, visitor, this map becomes their window, and these windows that shut upon their lives like catacombs. Break, oh break, open, till they break the town, and show the children green fields, and make their world run azure on gold sands, and let their tongues run naked into books. The white and green leaves open, history is theirs, whose language is the sun.
Yes, in the last stanza the poet urges all the stakeholders in the education system, like the governor, the teacher, inspector, visitor, all have their roles to play. All have their responsibilities towards the slum children, for the upliftment of the slum children, to improve the education system. So if they get better education, the children can improve their lives. Otherwise their lives is just like the dead bodies in the catacombs. Catacomb, as you know, it is a crematory, underground crematory. So the slum is just like a crematory. So what stronger word the poet can use than catacombs? So he urges break open till they break the town. So we have to change the system. We have to improve the system. Otherwise the children will become criminals and they will become antisocials and they will break the system. So we have to improve the systems, otherwise the children in future will break the system. So the poet anticipates the stakeholders will provide good education. Green fields here refers to that bright future. Richness, youthfulness, cheerfulness, green fields. And the children will run azure on gold sands. The gold sands also refers to richness in life. This richness will come through education. And let their tongues run naked into books. So the children will have direct access to education. The white and green leaves open, history is there, whose language is the sun. So white leaves refers to the textbook, knowledge gained through the textbooks, and green leaves refers to the knowledge gained through nature. So in both ways the children will be enriched in getting quality education. If this is provided, the children will be enabled, they will be empowered to write their own history, write their own future, to write their own destiny. So you can see trace of socialism in this poem. The poet focuses on the downtrodden, underprivileged section of the society. The children, the poor children living in the slums, they have the right to education. And who will provide? The rich, the powerful, the people who are ruling, who are making policies. They have a role. They have to focus on they have to bring equality in the society. This is what the poet wants. There would be equality in the society if the underprivileged section gets rights. They get education. Particularly in this poem, the poet focuses on the education system.